Who can I have Kata? Thank you. So, Hi Krishna everyone. Thank you very much for joining today's program, which is a wonderful day today actually. Today is a Gopastami. And Prabhuji wonderfully tell today Krishna, actually previously he was tending the calf, so he was a Vatsapal, and today he become Gopal, right? So he started to tend the cows. So very important day. Actually, Bhagavatam and in Vrindavan, it says that Krishna even yawn for first time, it will be celebrated. So whatever Krishna does, it is a celebration, right? And first, I would like to thank Nilmani Prabhu for giving me this opportunity, because unless you prepare for the class, you will not meditate on this pastime. So, in this month of Kartik, doing meditation on the Krishna's pastime, it's a wonderful thing. And thank you very much, Prabhuji. I generally don't ever sign up for any festival class. This is the first time, so please bear with me if I make mistakes. And this class compilation is from Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj class and some of the other class which I heard. So I'll try to go through it accordingly. So we will first sing Jai Radha Madhav, right? Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Danandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Vashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Danandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, this is a Gopastami, and in a Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto, there is one wonderful verse which describes this pastime, right, and describe this festival, which comes into a 10th canto, 15th chapter, which is a Vastrasur killing. And in that chapter, Prabhupada explained this verse, and this is the first verse. So maybe we can repeat after me the verse. We're going to do one time chanting of this verse. Tatastapo gandavaya shrito vraje. Gandavaya shrito vraje. Babhuva tusto pashupala sammato. Bhuva tusto pashupala sammato. Gascharayanto sakhibi samam pade. Riyanto sakhibi samam prade. Vrindavanam punyamati vachakratu. Now translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sukdev Goswami said, when Lord Ram and Lord Krishna attained the age of Poganda, 6 to 10, while living in Vrindavan, the coward men allowed them to take up the task of tending the cows. Engaging thus in a company of their friends, the two boys rendered the land of Vrindavan most auspicious by imprinting upon the marks of their lotus feet. Right? So this verse very well talk about this very important pastime. So we'll read the purport. Lord Krishna wanted to encourage his coward boyfriend who had been swallowed by Aghasur and stolen by Lord Brahma. Therefore, the Lord decided to bring them into the palm tree forest called Talavana, where there were many delicious ripe fruits. Since Lord Krishna's spiritual body had apparently grown slightly in age and strength, the senior men of Vrindavan, headed by Nanda Maharaj, decided to promote Krishna from task of herding a calf to the status of a regular coward boy. He would now take care of the full-grown cows, bulls and oxen. Out of great affection, Nand Maharaj had previously considered Krishna too small and immature to take care of the full-grown cows and bulls. It is stated in a Kartik Mahatmya section of a Padma Puran. This is the verse. Suklastami Kartike tu Samruddha Gopastami Budhe Tad Dinada Vasudevo Bud Gopa Purvatu Vatsapa. The 8th lunar day of the bright fortnight of the month of Kartik is known by authorities as Gopastami. From that day, Lord Vasudev served as a coward, whereas previously he had tended the calf. So there's another praman in another scriptures, right? The word Pade indicate the Lord Krishna blessed the earth by walking on her surface with the lotus feet. The Lord wore no shoes or other footwear, but walked barefoot in the forest. Given the great anxiety to girl of Vrindavana, whose feared that his soft lotus feet would be injured. Right? Very wonderful pastime. So now we're going to, the way it has been structured is that we're going to discuss the Gopastami importance. Also, we will talk a little bit about the background, right? How Krishna actually arrived to this Gopastami day, and then a little bit we'll discuss the Mahatmya, and then and that should be it. So Gopastami, right? That is the day Krishna has started to tendering the cows, right? And actually Gopastami, it's very important. If you look at from on that day, we have seen in India they celebrate it very, particularly in Vrindavan and some of the other places where the Go Mata Pujan and everything has been done. There they decorate the cows very nicely. They do a lot of puja, right? And on that day, it's kind of an initiation ceremony for Krishna. Like we have a first initiation, second initiation. Similarly, it's kind of a second initiation ceremony. And Nand Maharaj arranged a very big festival on this Gopastami day for Krishna. And it is still very much, as I said, celebrated across the part where the cow has been worshipped, you know. Also, scriptures explain that on that day, generally cows has been smeared with a different color. Particularly, they said that cows has been smeared with the haldi. They put the marks of a kumkuma. They paint their horns with the different colors. They put the handprints on the cow body, and cow have been offered a wonderful food on that day. Actually, I remember growing up. My father established a wonderful Goshala close to my hometown in Valsad, and there during the Makar Sankranti day, you go and then feed them different goda, chiki, and all that till everything. Similarly, on the Gopastami day, it's very important that a cow has been worshipped because we are the worshipper of Gopal, and Krishna lives in Golok Dham. So Go is everywhere, whatever Krishna do, right? So it is one of the most dearest to Krishna. So on that day, it's good to worship cow. Now, before Krishna become Gopal, right? He was actually known as Vatsapal. Vatsa means they're a tender calf, right? And it's kind of a, so to speak, kind of a first initiation ceremony for Krishna, where Krishna actually become Vatsapal. Before this Gopastami came, the first initiation ceremony happened when Krishna was just in his Poganda. Not in Poganda, actually in his Kishora. That time, Komarya. Sorry, he was in a Komarya. Kishora is further, after 11. Yeah. No, south, first is Balya after Poganda, and after Poganda is he is a Kishora, right? So he's a Komarya or a Balya. They are both the same. So in that first this ceremony took place, and he was very little boy where Krishna was given a charge of taking care of the cow. But even before, what happened actually, if we look at the Krishna's pastime, what happened when Krishna was first born at Mathura, right? And then he been brought to Gokula. So when he was at Gokula, what happened first was Putana came, right? Putana tried to kill Krishna. But Krishna, what Krishna see? Krishna does not see what action of Putana, but actually he did not see the intention of Putana, but he just see the action of Krishna, that he was trying to take care of Krishna by feeding him milk. So Krishna elevated Putana as one of his mother, right? Then what happened? Then there was a killing of Saktasur, right? Shaktasur demon was killed. And then the Varvil demon of Vritrashur came. That all activity happening in Gokula. That's where Vritrasur was killed. Then Nanda Maharaj arranged a very beautiful festival of Nandotsav, where they celebrated the birth of Lord Shri Krishna. Right, very big celebration took place. And then Krishna's name-giving ceremony take place. But actually it was not done by the Kulguru of Nanda Maharaj, but actually Kulguru of Vasudeva and Devaki. That's why this actually pastime happened in the Gaushala. That's why you see in the picture behind there are the cows there, and Garga Muni is naming him Krishna. And Krishna gradually growing up, right? And he started to learn to walk, and Mother Yashoda and everyone is looking Krishna, right? Acharya quote in the scriptures that, it's very astonishing how Krishna, who can able to balance all the universe, he is in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj trying to walk, and he is walking and trying to balance himself. That pastimes taking place. But this is all happening before even Krishna become Vatsapala. And after that, another one beautiful pastime takes place where Krishna ate the dirt, and he and Mother Yashoda see the whole universe in the mouth of Krishna. Then one of the beautiful pastime, we all celebrate this, Damodar pastime happened. And then Krishna able to relieve Nalkumar and Manikriv. And then also the pastime happened of where Krishna kind of exchange a beautiful loving exchange happened with the fruit vendor, right? And Bal Gopal, where he is stealing the butter. So if we look at it, right, Yashoda Maiya, as Krishna was growing up from his after birth all the way up to this point where he started to crawl, started to do all this little pastime, and Krishna also started to develop some external friends, So there was always a fight between Yashoda Maiya, and Yashoda Maiya sometimes really chastised Krishna, you are a kind of going out everywhere, you don't eat on a time. So many times what happened, Krishna has to balance between his friends, pastime outside playing with them, and also in the home where Yashoda Maiya wants him to eat on a time, because Krishna you fed 8 times in a day, right? So he has been fed 8 times. So many times Acharya explained that Krishna take his food and then he take it and then run away with it, because his friends are calling him outside. And sometimes Krishna feel anxiety also because he has to be on time, return back where Yashoda Maiya feed him. So it is really kind of surprises us that Krishna, who is a supreme personality of Godhead, right? He is a creator, because in Bhagavad Gita we said that everything emanates from Krishna, right? Aham sarvasya prabhavo. And that Krishna, he assumed the very a form of a boy, and he is exchanging and having a loving relationship with Krishna. And in that context, very similar surprise or very much astonished by the Kunti Maharani, right? Kunti Maharani sings in this wonderful prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam. What does she sing? She said that if it's a translation where, if we look at it, she's writing that my dear Krishna, right? She's addressing Krishna. This is a time when after the Mahabharat war, Krishna is about to leave for Dwarka. And right at the gate where Krishna about to leave, and then they happen about Uttara came, and then Krishna protect them. Just before that, where Kunti Maharani is praying to Krishna. What's she praying? She's praying that Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eye overflow with the tears which washed the mascara from your eyes, and you are afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildered me, right? Why Yashoda Maiya is telling this? Why it is Yashoda Maiya is bewildering after seeing this? Because if you see, the difference here is that Yashoda Maiya still there is some tinge of awe and reverence. Sorry, Kunti Maharani has still some tinge of awe and reverence. Whereas Yashoda Maiya, there is no tinge of awe and reverence. That's why she is what she says. She is picking up a stick and going behind Krishna, right? and they are 100% ahetuki apratihata, always without any motive, 100% devoted with love and affection. They don't want anything in return from Krishna. They are 100%, and Krishna is also giving that. He said that what we sing in Damodar Ashtakam, Anandam Buddhivat, right? He kind of Ananda Kundi, right? So he is kind of giving everyone a dip into the ocean of bliss, and it's an ocean of happiness, right? So that is only achieved by Vraj Bhakti. I want to really quote here what has been quoted in the scriptures. It says that Kunti knows Krishna as a god, right? And Yasoda forgot that he is a god. Seeing only her beloved child, this forgetfulness caused by a pure love, and that is the perfection of bhakti. And again, I want to quote this last one, which is said that the goal of a bhakti is to awaken such a pure, spontaneous love, or a prema bhakti, where devotees' affection completely conquered the Lord. And this is essence of a Vraja bhakti, right? That is the kind of essence here. Now, what happened is that, as I explained, there is a different pastimes happening in Gokula. And a lot of demons were coming every day in a Gokula. So it brings a lot of anxiety to Nanda Maharaj and all the elder Gopas, right? So what happened is that they all started discussing that what is happening. It's something really concern for us because we are in Gokula. The moment we are here, it's every day some kind of a problem is happening, right? And they call it Ishtagoshti, right? Ishtagoshti takes place. They discuss all the pros and cons of being there in Gokula, and they all decided that let's actually better to move to Vrindavan, right? So if we look at the Vrindavan map, right? So if you look at the Vrindavan map, and then in the center you see Yamuna River. So Maharaj was explaining that Vrindavan has almost 137 plus odd different forests, and from there are the 12 main forests, right? 12 from 5 is on the eastern side of Yamuna, right? Where you see the red dot mark on the screen, which is first one at the bottom corner. On the southern side is a Gokula, and on the northern side on the top is a Nandagram on the western side, right? So if I may go on the pen, is a pointer. Yeah, so here is on the eastern side. It says 5 main vana, all located from the 12 vana. On the western side, you have another 7 main one located here, right? And here Gokula was there. So Nanda Baba and everyone, they decided that let's move. So whole journey began, and when that journey started from all the way to Gokula, they cannot right away cross the Yamuna. So they were actually thinking, because Nand Baba has how many cows? He has a 9 lakhs cow, right? 900,000 cows. So in that, they were deciding that where to cross the Yamuna. So they decided they were going to go up all the way up to north, right? So if you see the Badrivan, so first they go to Badrivan, right? That's where they try to cross the river. So all the Gopas, they cross the river. First, even that happened, all the Gopas and everyone, they pack their things into the carts, and then they leave for it. They first try to cross it at the Badrivan, but what happened is that they cross it, but cows cannot cross it. That's what the scriptures explain, right? Then they further go up north. First is a Bandari one, sorry. It's called Bandari one. Second one is Badra one. That's where they were able to cross over the Yamuna. Everyone, all the cows, everyone, they were able to cross over at the Bhadra one. And from Bhadra one, Bhadra one, they come all the way up to Vrindavan or Chatikala. That's where they are very close by, Vrindavan and Chatikala. That's where, if you see the Vrindavan or Iskon Goshala, that area is called Chatikala. So Vrindavan and that area, Nanda Maharaj moved here, right? Now, in this connection, Jeev Goswami explained wonderful some of the pastime. If you look at the Gopal Champu, which describe all those pastimes, which does not have in Srimad Bhagavatam, but Jeev Goswami described that. And one of them, he explained that when they were making this journey, all the Gopas, what they do, that wherever they stop, they make the circle of all the bullock carts or oxen carts. And then the Krishna would be on a center. And when they were all moving, they all were happy. Why they were happy? Because they were with Krishna. Actually, they were with Krishna, so they will have a very joyous processions, which is going on from all the way from the Gokula to Vrindavan. Now, if you look at it here, where you have a Gokula, they go all the way up to top, cross the river, and then they come to Vrindavan. But it's also explained that when Nanda Baba's father, Parijanya Maharaj, was at Nandagram. But later on, under the guidance of Upavan, Nanda Maharaj's elder brother, they moved to Gokula. And then Nanda Baba was living in Gokula. But later on, when Nanda Baba moved to Gokula, actually Radharani was at the Barsana, but she moved to Raval. So when the Nanda Baba was Gokula, so Vrishbhanu Maharaj was at Raval, and when Nanda Baba decided to move to Vrindavan and ultimately to Nandagram, right, they also moved to Barsana because they all wants to be close to each other, and that was kind of explained that because they both were very good friends, and they want to have still a very good connections, and they want to live very close to each other. So that kind of indicate the journey of going from Krishna, moving from all the way from Gokula, again moving back to Vrindavan. Why I'm explaining this is because during this time, Krishna was actually kind of growing up, right? They take time. It's not that they just move today and tomorrow they reach there. It takes some time, and they move from one location to another location. Also, we may think that why they come all the way up to Chitkela and then end up into Nandgram. Acharyas explain that because there was a lot of attack was happening at the time. Actually, Srimad Bhagavatam does not talk about all the demons who actually came during the pastime. Actually, Sukdev Maharaj, Sukdev Goswami only pick up the major one, but other scriptures also talk about that there would be multiple demons were coming every day before the lunchtime. There would be a couple of demon comes, Krishna kill them, and then he will have his lunchtime. So they were picking up the different locations strategically just for the safety of the Krishna and the guidance under the Gargamuni and also Upananda, right? Now, in this whole process, what was happening was that Krishna was also growing up. Krishna was growing up, and Krishna was, as he's growing up, he's becoming more and more restless. At the home, what Krishna do is that sometimes he go and catch the tail of the calf. He play with them. Sometimes play into the all the cow dung. He creates some kind of a mess, Also, Sukdev Goswami explained that after the killing of Vasrasura, there's all the activity also happening in parallel to it, and Yashoda Maiya and Nanda Baba is also observing all the changes in Krishna, right? Jeev Goswami explained that all the exalted personality, and like Krishna is himself a god appearing, but he's not behaving like a god. They tend to mature 1.5 times faster than the rest of the normal kids. So when Krishna is already kind of a 1 year, but he is mature for 1.5 years. So his parents are also noticing that Krishna is talking like above his maturity age. And he is born in a family of the Gopal, so he was kind of indicating his desire to tend the calf. So that's where the Vatsapala comes. So one day Krishna decided that he approached Nanda Baba. He approached Nanda Baba and he told Nanda Baba, you go all day into Vraj. Why don't you take us also? We want to see what you do in the forest. And we also want to spend time, because ultimately this is what I am supposed to do in future. So I want to train for it, and I want to get it trained early, So Nand Baba, being very kind-hearted, compassionate, Nand Baba says, okay, Krishna, let me take you. Let me take you there. So Krishna, they take Krishna to the forest, where in the forest Krishna kind of shows a lot of curiosity. He spent time with all the elderly Gopa. He kind of asks very nice questions. Okay, why the peacock is speaking like this? He sits into the lap of all the elderly Gopa and try to talk very nicely. This all pastime is happening. But in this, someone is very much concerned. And guess who is? Yashoda Maiya, she is very much concerned about it. She actually one day in a private call Nanda Baba in his room, and she said that, are you thinking what you're doing right now? Look at this, our boy is even not a 5-year-old, right? He's still into the Komare, in a Balya Avastha. And then you take him around into all the Raja and everywhere. And Krishna, you look at the cow. Our cows are very big. If they move their head, maybe they can really hurt. And something really bad can happen. So, Yashoda Maiya, as usual, mothers are always very much affectionate toward their children and protective. So, he really scolded Nand Maharaj. Next day called Krishna and Balram, and then he broke the news that now tomorrow onwards, you cannot join us. You stay every day at home. You cannot join us for this. And Krishna, who is Rasik Nandan or Rashikalal, he feel miserable. He's crying, he feels very sad. He gives joy to all of us. Right now, hearing also Krishna's pastime, when I was preparing for class, I would never venture into this pastimes, but it gives a lot of joy to our heart. And then that Krishna is feeling very sad. He's feeling sad, he's crying, he kind of feels deceived. And then Krishna was staying home. But ultimately, he is a Gopal, right? He's a Natwar. He is also very mischievous, right? So one day what Krishna did is that Krishna ran away with Balram. So they saw that their parents, Nanda Maharaj, they left for the Gocharana. After some time, Krishna and Balram with his friend, they ran into the forest. And then everyone was looking for them into the Nanda Bhavan. Krishna and Balram was nowhere was found. They went into it, but they lost the way. They lost the way, they played there, they could not able to find their elders, and then after playing and everything, they returned back somehow or other. And Yashoda Maiya was really not happy with it. And they both were discussing. So actually, if we see the Krishna tendering the cows, it is Krishna's Nitya Leela, right? Even in Golok Vrindavan, what Krishna is doing? He's always tendering the cow. And another Leela which is called Nimittaka Leela. What's a Nimittaka Leela? Means killing of a demon, which are not usually, Krishna doesn't perform those pastimes into Golok Dham. That is called Nimittaka Leela. So during this time, Krishna was not really happy, as I said. And Nanda Baba tried to, he see a lot of grief in Krishna and everything, and his eternal nature or his swabhava to take care of the cow. Nanda Baba again tried to explain Yashoda Maiya that please allow him. See, he is running away, right? Assume that he is running away and he's on his own. But if we would be there, then at least we will keep an eye on them. Right? So rather than them going alone, maybe let them take care of the calf, right? So that day, Yashoda Maiya, Nanda Baba, in consultation with the rest of the Gopas and everyone, they decided that they were going to grant Krishna permission to tend the calf. And that day, Acharyas explain in the scriptures that Krishna actually, they give him a lot of paraphernalia. They dress him very nicely. Yashoda Maya, they give him a bugle. There is a stick, which is like a golden stick. They give him studded with all the jewels and everything. And there is a murli. They give it to Krishna. They dress him decorously. And on an auspicious day, with the permission of all the different priests, Krishna is actually inaugurated on that day as a Vatsapal. Still not a Gopal. He's still a Vatsapal. That on that day, Krishna can tend all the calf into the... And there were a lot of conditions, and with the time, I don't want to go into detail, but there were a lot of conditions under which he has to go out. So on the Vatsapal, Krishna is only go out to sit in mile radius. He cannot go so deep in the forest, right? He has to come by certain time. He can leave by certain time. There is the only number of calf he can take it. So with all those conditions, under the guidance of some of the elders with them, he allowed to tend them. But during that time, during the Vatsapal ceremony, Yashoda Maya bring Krishna a pair of shoes, but Krishna declined. He said that, I cannot wear this pair of shoes because my cows are not wearing these shoes. So how can I wear it? So he declined them, and then he go into Vrindavan without the pair of shoes. But actually, scriptures explain that during this time, Mother Earth become very much joyous. Why? Because actually Krishna's footprints are coming on the Mother Earth. So Mother Earth were very joyous. They compare that when the Lord is on a Vaikuntha Dham, he wears the shoes. So he's not touching the earth. But here in the earthly planet, where Krishna is touching the planet, and everywhere into Vrindavan, Krishna's footprints are there. And it's also further explained, Jiva Goswami further explained, that footprints remain there in Vrindavan. Because whenever all the animals, Gopas, everyone, when they see the footprints of Krishna, they actually preserve it. They don't walk over it. They preserve it. And then they take a great joy and a pleasure in seeing those footprints of Krishna. Also, there are two more explanations which Jiva Goswami explained, the pastime, is that whenever Krishna is going out and taking care of the cows, right? His mother generally tell him to generally whenever he is going out with the calf. So sometimes a calf feels separation from their cows, and also they feel itchy. Then Krishna go talk to them in their ears, said, okay, why you are feeling bad? Don't worry, I'll take you to mother. And then all this kind of useless talk, Jiva Goswami explained that Krishna do with all the calf, so many calf around, and then he do that talk, and then at the end of the day, finally take them back. And in that process, actually, Krishna gradually transitioned from a childhood to boyhood. So now it's almost, they said that it's a Seisa Komara, means it's almost his ending of his Balya pastime. And that's where Krishna was showing a lot of maturity. When Mother Yashoda putting him Krishna to bath, Krishna says, no. I don't want to take a bath with everyone. I want to do it on my own. Kind of. Then if Mother Yashoda is changing his clothes, Krishna will go in his room, and he said, no, I'll take care of myself. He's kind of trying to show the signs of maturity, and that actually Jiva Goswami explained that brings a lot of grief in the heart of Mother Yashoda, because now Mother Yashoda understood. Now Krishna will gonna ask to tend the cows, and then when he's attending the cow, he will going to go leave early or morning, and then he will come late evening. So whole day, all the Vrajvasi will not be able to see Krishna. Shyamkund Prabhu was explaining at that day that there was only one pastime where everyone together, right? But it's a Govardhan Leela. Rest of the day, Krishna is gone whole day out and then come back in evening. And all the Vrajvasi, waiting in the directions where the Krishna is coming. right? So that actually very much grief. All the mothers also, those whose kids are growing up when they go to college, same problem, right? You go, okay, I hope they will be taken care, and they will not go into here and there. Particularly devotees, they would be so much concerned. Same way, so it would be 1,000 times more because Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead, right? So now, on the other side, this is what the Yashoda Maiya was feeling, right? On the other side, Nanda Baba has also a similar feeling that Krishna trying to kind of hide something. He have a separate discussions with Upananda and everyone, and the Nand Maharaj wasn't involved. So one day, kind of Nand Maharaj could not able to handle it, So he arranged a meeting with Upananda and all his brothers. He has 5 brothers, right? So he arranged a meeting with them, and then he asked Upananda that what's going on, what Krishna is discussing with you. Can you please explain me? Then Upananda said, do you know, Krishna wants to he wants to now tend a cow. He said that he's grown up enough. He wants to go out and then tend the cows. Then Nanda Baba, his heart kind of broke. And then Nanda Baba was feeling lot of miserable in his heart. But Nanda Baba's younger brother, Sunanda, he come to him. He said, don't worry. Actually, what happened is that you become father at elderly age. You are old enough. Now Krishna thinks that you are old enough. He should kind of take care of all this activity. Rather, you should stay home with Yashoda Maiya. He will go out and take care of his 9 lakhs cows. And Krishna still think, Nanda Baba still think that he is still not of the age, I'll take few more minutes, Prabhu, and then finish. And then kind of now second is to Goshti happening, where Nanda Baba sit with Yashoda Maiya. He explained Yashoda Maiya that Krishna is a Gopal. Ultimately, he has to go out, right? How till what time we will not going to entrust those responsibility. And Krishna himself frequently going out and reaching out to Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba that, okay, please send me out and take care of the cow. And many times he kind of clap on his hand. He shows a gesture that he's grown up, same way. That's what the Jiva Goswami explained in a Gopala Champu. Now that after that all consultations, kind of Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maiya make up their mind that they will allow Krishna to tend the cows, right? So that day comes of the Gopastami, and on that Gopastami day, actually Kartik Mahatma explained, it says the 8th lunar day of a bright fortnight, right? So it's after Amavasya, the waxing moon, on the 8th day, that is today, when Krishna has been given a responsibility to tend 10 cows or 10 cows. So similarly, as all the other days, the big festival takes place, which is called Gopastami, and on that day, on the auspicious time, in the presence of all the elders and everyone, Krishna has been given a responsibility to take care of the cows. He receives all the blessings. He worships the cow. He receives all the blessings from the elders. And during that time, even Mother Yashoda gives a blessing. And also she gives, she's a mother, so she gives a very good instruction to Balram and all his friends. He said that Krishna is still small. So he asked Balram, you have to be in the front. You always be in the front, Krishna in the middle. Then she asked that other two, Subala has to go in the back. He is always following Krishna. And then 2 other side would be Shyama and Sudama. They both be on both on the side, and Krishna will be in the middle. Also, Gopal Champu explained that Mother Yashoda explained that Balram that don't leave his hand, otherwise he will go into some kind of a cave. He will not come back. Don't allow him to go near to any water body, otherwise he will going to drown. Who is kind of putting all the universe on the floating. If Mother Yashoda is concerned, he may get drowned. So that way, with all kind of concern and care, Krishna has been finally been sent out to take care of the cows. And at the end, I would really want to talk about the Radharani here. Scriptures, or local scriptures in Raj, they explain that it was a kind of a manly ceremony where all the ladies were not allowed. So Radharani actually dressed up like Gopa. So therefore, on this day, you will see in many of these temple, Radharani has dressed up like Krishna. So Anurupa Mataji, that's the assignment, right? We need to get the dress, one dress, right, for the Parsipani temple. So Radharani dressed up like a Subala Sakha, and they both would be going out. And that day, actually, Radharani joined Krishna for the Gocharan Leela. And that's how Gopastami should be celebrated. Maharaj was explaining that on the Gopastami, one should worship the cow. Actually, in this part of the world, you cannot go out and worship the cow. Then, if you have a silver cow in the home, or if you have a cow, small idol at the home, you should worship them, bath them, because cows are very dear to Krishna. Okay, with this, we will end. Thank you very much for patiently listening to me. All Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Gopastami ki jai. Yeah. Actually, that's what it's explained.
It's a very sweet Leela, that, right? Because she wants to go, so she secretly dresses up as Subal. Right?
Yes.
Subal. And, initially as they're going, Subal and who's the other?
It says there were four of them: Subal, Sudama, Shyam. It says Shyam, Sudama, Subal, and Balram.
So normally Radharani is on which side of Krishna? On his left side, right? So as they were going, right?
Subal is on this side.
Yeah, Subal was on the wrong side. So Krishna insists to, because he knows. Radharani doesn't know that he knows. Radharani doesn't know that he knows. So he says to Madheswara, no, I need Subal on my left side. Madheswara says, Yashoda says, why? I just need Subal because he protects me in this way, that way. So I need to be on my left side. So that way he insisted to have Subal on the left side, and then he gives a big pat on the back. So this is how they go, right?
Yes.
Krishna knows, but nobody else knew. So
Thank you.
Radharani secretly went
Right.
first
Gopastami.
Gopastami.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Wonderful. Very.